Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Terraformcraft. I'm pretty sure today's episode, I want to say 11. We're going to start off by upgrading our food situation. So if I do one of these, and I honestly don't have anything other than mutton, which is why I'm using it. But that is pretty good, because then we can get grain and protein from one meal, and you can actually do 3 different ones. So you could do, I'm pretty sure, protein, vegetables, and grain. I'm not sure if you can put fruit in it. I have to look that up, but you could do these 3 definitely, right? Maybe dairy once I make cheese and whatnot. All in one meal, which means that my health will be increased. So slow improvements, let's go. And I'm just killing the smallest of the sheep so that I keep getting larger and larger sheep, and that gives me the meat. So my sheep farm's finally producing more than just wool, which is not bad. I'm surprised the temperature is still good for the garlic. Okay, well I started the forge because I have an idea. My idea is that I can make windmill sails from wool cloth. But I honestly just despise going to the loom and click, 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 click. So if I can make a way to where I can just, you know, at least initially throw the yarn on and then it will automate finishing the yarn, that'd be amazing. And I can with a deployer, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to go to a creative world to make sure, or maybe I can do it here. Who knows, right? But sweet. But the idea is that I can grab you and you. The idea is that I can automate the textile industry, and be able to make a bunch of windmills and whatnot by doing that. I'll make 4 more of these. Now, with that, I can make the sails and whatnot, and I've been slowly breeding the sheep to be larger. I am going to have to find another male sheep, because this one's 50%, so he's as far as possible, and none of my babies have been guys. But I'm killing off the small ones, keeping the largest, which helps feed me as well as keeps my sheep as big as possible, so I can get more wool and meat, bones, that sort of whatnot off of them. So my herd's growing, slowly but growing. Okay, I got the brass. I made 4 of them, so there's 2 over there. Rest right here. Slowly and steadily making the brass into ingots, or into double ingots. I was also looking up little belts, see what all I could do. I'm going to weld them together and see if I can make a little hand, I think it is. I don't know. Out of it. Should be danger soon. Sweet, sweet. You and you. Place, place. Click. Put that there. Brass hand. Oh man, I don't have this on my cheat sheet, so I am going off of vibes. Okay. I need you and then you. Oh, that is close. That is so close. Wrong order on everything, though. So punch, hit. And I would need a bend. No, punch is the last, so. Punch, hit, right there. Let's try like there. Ooh. Punch bend here. Punch bend here. Punch bend here. No. Punch bend here. There we go. That took me quite a while. I'll figure out how to make that better. But now, deployer. What else do I need? Not too much, it looks like. And we'll see if I can get the loom automated. Yeah. Not you. Actually, yes, you, because I need a shaft and 2 of these. I'll use the shaft instead of the alloy, because the shaft is honestly cheaper. You. Why do I keep looking in that one? That's not the one I want. You. This. That. Deployer. I'm going to put you right there. Artificial intelligence. Advancement made. I don't think it's artificial intelligence, but I'm not entirely sure. Grab you out. Toolbox. I absolutely love this toolbox. Loom. I think it goes right there. And then I just need more string to go into it, which I'll get over time. And I'll see if it works. So I know I said that today was going to be finding graphite, and I've made a deployer over there, and not really doing much of anything, but honestly, I'm just enjoying, like, improving the world just slightly, like, maybe not in the advancing sort of thing, but just a little building. Like, yeah, let me do this real quick, I guess. But like, you know, in making the world prettier, and collecting some wood or whatnot, I've actually been really enjoying that. I can't right click on it in this version. Just doing little small things. This one's gonna be copper. That's not how you spell copper. Copper road. So right there's Copper Road because it goes to the old copper mine. Actually, I should call it Old Copper Road. Old Copper Road. Because that's the old copper mine. Ooh. And this one right here goes to the new copper mine, so I'm going to call this New Copper Road. Ooh, Old Copper Road meets New Copper Road. Ooh. And I've just been doing, like, stuff like that for a little bit. Just improving slightly. And I plan on planning out a new road and whatnot. So I think that would be fun to do today. Oh, I got 5 out of that. Wow, fertilizer really does work. I need to throw more everywhere. Because I'm already pretty much out of bread. So I can always use more. Should be this one. And literally, there's tooltips for it. Why don't I use the tooltips? I don't know. I'm just gonna throw all of that in there. Yeah. I'm just gonna enjoy building today. So, I'm just grinding away. And look what I found. Gabbro. Now, Gabbro is in this group right here, which just happens to be the greatest group for us because it has Cinnabar and Cryolinite. Hey, hey, there's no iron in there, which does suck. But I have, like, I can find iron elsewhere. This, however, this gets me the other materials that are hard to find, which, I don't know about you, I'm okay with. So I've just been really just going down the list of closest pins and building a road to there, so I have roads going everywhere, and this is the first one, so first road. I found this little lake right here, and then there was a little valley right here. And I was like, I'm just going to use some of the ice to bring this all the way this way to, wait for it, another lake. Because that's like a nice little way to add something to the area. But I still want the road to go that way, so I was just going to build a little bridge. And I'll flatten this out, sort of thing, make it look a little better. But figured that a little bridge would look nice right here. No, not you. And I'm just spitballing the bridge design straight off the dome. I've not thought of this or planned it or anything. So, if it looks bad, that's because I'm a bad builder. I have to plan this stuff out quite a bit actually. Like, I won't even lie to you. I've planned this stuff out more than I think I probably should. I left my toolbox somewhere. My habits at work are now splitting off into Minecraft. I actually need my toolbox because my saw is in it. Nice. Look at that. Use the bridge for the first time. And the bridge is done. I'm not too proud of the look. I may tear it down and rebuild it later. Not entirely sure with that one. I may also... toolbox. Grab you. May also just remove this part and bring the bridge out a few blocks like that. And I don't know. I'm trying to make it look good, but it's not really working. This is why I like to plan things out. Because I'm just not proud of the bridge, but who knows? Maybe it'll grow on me, maybe I'll figure out a way to make it look good. Who knows? I'm just tweaking with it as it stands, see if I can fix some of the things, because one of the big things is that the size of it was asymmetric. So maybe just adding a little bit of symmetry can make it look a little better. I mean, it actually kind of did make it look better with just a little symmetry. I'm not sold on the railings, though. I don't know. Y'all tell me what you think. Well, I've done a little bit of planning. Just a little bit. So, whole idea with this right here is that this is going to be a lake right in the middle of it. So, if I haven't explained the tier city yet, this lower tier is going to be, dare I say, the industrial base, right? The farming right here, this little garden, that's an exception. It's going to be factories, mills, mines, that sort of stuff, right? Factories and mills mostly. Mines are outside, because farming and mining are on the outside. But this is where production will happen. So this right here is going to be a lake that I'm going to fill with some like canal, boats and whatnot. And canal's going to leave on that side. This side of the lake and that side of the lake is going to have two different dock companies. I'm going to make a canal right here. And before I build this canal, because I already have the size and the design and everything I want, right? But before I build this, I'm going to build a separate one out of cheaper materials over to the side. Like, over somewhere over here, right? Because what I want is I would like to actually use the canal with the Minecraft boats, but not sacrifice its looks. So I'm gonna have to build a boat elevator and everything like that, so I can go down like a weir and use it. And I think it would not only look amazing for the world, but it would be a quick way to get places once as it's built. And I have the canal facing south, so I can go explore in that direction. But it's a canal, I can build it in any direction after I leave towards the south. And I have finished the roads. So this goes to a little clay deposit, as it says right there. A little crafting table, some thatch right here. I'm going to do a little bit more to make it look a little better, because honestly, it's having a road inside a Minecraft world looks really, really bad. Like, isn't good. But here's where the road goes. Just gonna walk down it so you can see. I like this little cave right here. I don't think I'm gonna do anything to it, but I do like it. I had the road go and meander along this because I was getting to the clay over there, and I could either go up and then over, or I can meander around the hill. And I thought it would look better if I just went around the hill. Goes over towards this way. I'm gonna have to get some, actually. There we go. Now that should grow at some point and get onto the grass, or get on the dirt and make that into grass. Got a little bridge right here because I discovered there was another, or the river that goes right there curves around this way. So we're gonna have to figure out where this goes, but that'll be a later date. This makes the road 3 wide though, where over here we should be 4 wide. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So 4 into 3. I'm mostly doing this to show distance from a town. I've already talked about before how I wanted to have the little copper blocks to show distance from town sort of thing. I may change that, to be completely honest, away from copper blocks and into a actual symbol, so you could do the same thing, see distance without actually having to read a sign. But this also does the same thing. Small country road right over here. Medium like town road. Large city road, because this road should be 5 blocks. Also, big difference is closer to the city, a lot more cobble and gravel and whatnot. Farther away, a lot more dirt, sort of thing like that. And then we're back on Old Copper Road. Yeah. Okay, I think I worked out a pretty good plan. So this right here will be 100 blocks, 200 blocks, 300 blocks, 400, 500, 1,000. Because if I need to go anywhere from 500 onwards, honestly, just the idea is I would go back to 100. So 100 from the last 500. And yeah. And then from there, I have a midpoint. I also don't plan on building much more than 1,000 blocks from each other. How it's laid out is sort of right here. It's going to be a lot more detailed. I have a wall. I'm going to, at some point, make a book and quill to write this all down and put in a dedicated library inside either this city or my next one or anything like that. But you take the status or the start block and you count blocks, and each block will have a arrow travel. So instead of like this, it will have like this direction to the city, and I've called those directorium inter, to the closest city. At midpoints, there will be a midpoint. At midpoint, there will be a DI, a sign pointing to both directions and the distance to both towns, and there will be a rest stop at each midpoint. So if this was a midpoint, somewhere over here or over there or something like that, there will be small house with like a bed, some chests, something just to rest at, sort of idea is what I'm trying to get at. And that will also add in to the having stuff on the road, so that you're not just traveling to travel. You actually have something to look at every now and then, something to break up the monotony of I'm on a road. And to that point, I do plan on adding in some like carts and stables and whatnot. Maybe some like farmland that I'll never plant stuff in. That sort of stuff. Just to add a little bit of flavor. Just a small amount is all I need, really. Quick look of how this works. This right here is my status block for the city of Dusk. Right here, the little tiered city. So this is 0 blocks. Specifically, this one right here is 0 blocks because that's middle of the road. I tried to keep middle of the road. Yeah, just because I can find the middle of the road easier than I can like the edge of the road. Because some of the edges are a little bit smooth. So from there we walk 100 blocks this way to the first sign. And because I want a comprehensive address network inside Dusk, I want the same thing for outside as well. So Dusk, that way, right? 0. 0 is 1,000, right? So obviously, it's not 1,000 blocks this way. So, or this is the first in the 1,000 blocks sort of thing, so it's good. So after 1,000, we can put this down and have a 1 on there. And that would denote that's 1,001 blocks. We got a bridge here. The bridge also has it. So the end of this bridge is 31 to the last marker. So 31 blocks to the last marker. Bridge has no name right now. That's the 3 little tacks right there. And then this is another little system right here. 1,000, 500, 400, 300, 200, 100. So reading this out, Dusk is the city that this bridge goes to. Next, at least. And it is 131 blocks away is how far you have to walk from here. Right here is another example. This is 48, so this is 148 blocks to Dusk. And again, bridge has no name, so it's all tacks. Or stars. Going over here, we're at 200 blocks. Dusk is that way, and it's only 200 blocks away. And then we get over here, and this is the end of the road for right now at least. So I just put a little sign so I can come to this location and continue on the road or something later. It's 38 to the last marker. This sign is more just as the markers were. It's not going to stay there. Once the road continues or whatnot, this sign goes away. But I heard a skeleton for a second. But that's just so I can continue counting later. And I don't know if this little system will stay. I don't know. I gotta upkeep it more than anything. But it does add a nice little visual cue. Like, I could be walking across this bridge and go, oh, Dusk, 148. Done. Oh, Dusk, 131. Easy. Right here. Oh, I'm 100 blocks away from it. I can quickly look over. Oh, I'm only 100 blocks away from it. I actually really like the system. I think it's nice. It adds character to the world. Yeah, I don't know. What do y'all think about it? Am I over-engineering literally just walking? Or am I adding character and whatnot to the world? Y'all tell me. And I built another one over here to the Silverstone. So over here there is little stones of native silver. And if I need them, this could be a good place to get a little mine. I'll put that down just so I also remember. But little road right here. I cut across here because this hill stopped there and that hill started right here. And I was like, can I justify that dip? Can I legitimately justify it? Also turned it around, like curved it around this because it's a local site. Like there's some in this biome, so I wanted to keep it just to, it breaks up sight lines. And it's nice, like, from a certain area, it looks like the road just goes on forever. Now, we know it doesn't, but it does feel like that. And we bring it all the way back over here. So, Old Copper Road, which I need to get working on making it better, continues on that way. New Copper Road continues on that way and that way. And that's pretty much everything I have for the episode. Look how many, like, just mud bricks I'm making though. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the episode. If you liked the episode, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It does help a lot more than you think it does. And I hope everyone here has a good morning, afternoon, evening, time around the day, or time around the earth, time of day. I'm starting to forget my own phrases. And I will see you all portside. Bye!